Hey everyone, SmithCity here for SmithCity Product Reviews. Well, I've been seeing this beer floating around a little bit on socials for the last little while, and I thought I'd give it a crack. It is Palm Belgium Amber Ale. It's in a bottle. I haven't done a bottle in a while. There's the cap. The Special Belge Ale beer style is one of the better Belgian beers of the early 20th century. Special palm malts are responsible for its honey-like mellowness, and Palm's own selected yeast give it a fruity yeast aroma. I've tried this before. It's interesting. I was a little bit indifferent when I tried it the other night. I since had another one, I think 2 nights ago, and we'll just get into the review and I'll let you know what my thoughts are. But it's 5.2% ABV. 1.4 standard drinks. It's in, let's see, it's in a 330ml bottle. There's the cap, like I said. And we'll open her up. A little bit of a smoke there, as you can see. We'll pour. So I just finished up with Moondog's Splice of Heaven, so that was quite interesting. I hope everyone enjoyed that review, since it's obviously gone up before this one. And I'll get this into the glass. So, whopping 3-finger head, very small bubbles there. That is quite, I'll see if I can get it is a quite thick foam on it. It's more of a light amber than a dark amber colour. We'll get into the aroma, guys. There definitely is that honeyness. Sort of some roasted malt going on there. Quite bready, like it's quite bready. We'll pour the rest in, why not? So, cheers guys. Okay, so when I first drank it, I sort of, and this is the thing, when I had it the first time, I wasn't analysing it, I was just drinking it. And so I probably didn't find some characteristics that I'm finding in it now with just drinking it. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, and it's why I sort of try to say to you guys, regardless of what my opinion is on a beer and regardless of what my ratings are on a beer and preferences and stuff, whether I give a banging review and you try it and it's not your palate, or I review it and I don't review it greatly and you decide to buy it and you like it, it's all one man's opinion at the end of the day. And, you know, I've had experiences where you look for a restaurant and it's got bad reviews and you just go with it because you like what you see in terms of their menu or whatever. And most of the time, you know, unless it's like a really, really bad establishment, you might find that someone just had a bad experience on a bad evening or a bad day or a busy period or a delivery service they were using created some bullshit for that company. But what I'm getting now through tasting this is there is quite a nice subtle honey component to the taste, which is quite nice. It is fairly easy drinking. I think because it's an amber ale and I had Golden Hills American Amber Ale and that was top notch. I think I rated that at 10, I'm fairly sure. My expectations were pretty high, so when I just tried this on a whim and sort of just drank it off camera, I think my expectations from something that I had previously tried that was absolute peak standard, I sort of referencing that to that, which is sort of maybe swaying my opinion on it. But there it is. What I will say, and I said this to my wife at the time, is that if you were, say, your typical VB or your typical Carlton Draft or 4X or whatever, that was sort of your go-to beers. This is on the very similar vein to that, is that this is a Belgium Amber Ale that is quite generic in my opinion. There's not a lot of stuff going on. There is some elements to it that make it taste pretty good and make it a very drinkable beer. And I think if those type of drinkers wanted to branch out to a different style of beer, being this an amber ale, I think probably 7 out of 10 of those type of drinkers wouldn't mind this. Wouldn't mind it. So that's a good reference. It's imported from Belgium. I'll see if there's anything else written on here. There's a lot of Belgium writing on there. I won't even try to give it a go. Imported in Australia by Aroma Beverages, 6062 Tope Street, South Melbourne, Victoria, 3205 Australia. Imported for New Zealand by Safeway Traders Limited, 703 Roberts Lane, Palmerston North, 4478. 10 cents refund a collection deposit points in participating states, territories, or purchase. It's interesting. Standard drinks in New Zealand and Australia is 1.4, and alcohol units in the UK is 1.7. So I just thought standard drinks was across the board with just drinks in general. Whippersnipper. Don't they know that I'm doing a review? Such disrespect. Kidding. So, look, I'll talk about packaging. You've obviously got the horse there, palm in the circle. You've got the reefs there. Whoops. You've got the very similar bottle cap to the logo. Steen Hoofel Anno 1706. So I wonder if this brewery of this style of beer has been going around since 1706. That's pretty cool. Whether Whether they've been bought out or not, I'm not too sure. I'm not going to really comment too much on the actual beer. Whilst I'm drinking, I might quickly pull it up. Packaging's pretty good. Like, I like the darker green colours and the red and the white contrasting. It's quite good. So, click on this. Oh, what the hell? So it said it out in different languages. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to know that? I am over the age of 18. Yes, clearly. Look at my grey hairs, clearly. So, Special, a Belgian ale beer style, is one of the better Belgian beers of the early 20th century. The smooth drinking, amber-coloured, top fermented beer has a reasonable alcohol content at 5.2. Special palm malts are reasonable for its honey-like mellowness, and Palm's own selected yeast gives it a fruity yeast aroma. Fine aroma hops from Kent afford a subtle harmony. For whatever reason, it's not letting me scroll down on the page. Characteristic features: top fermented amber colour, recognised local product, 5.2% ABV. Palm ambered colour malts, unique amber coloured malts determine the basic flavour of Palm's mild caramel, and that's literally all it says. So that's what it looks like on the website. I can't scroll down any further than that. It's obviously got a few links there, but they're sort of all in different languages, so I won't sort of delve into that too much. Price point, I can't remember what I paid for the 6-pack, but it was relatively cheap. Relatively cheap for craft beer. So, what would I rate this? If you had caught me the other day, I probably would have gave it a rating of a 5. But that's just because I opened one and I drank it willy-nilly, wasn't really assessing it, wasn't really trying to pick out things. The drinkability factor is quite good. And I have had amber ales that are a little bit higher in alcohol content, or the bodiness to it, or the how much flavour is packed into those sorts of drinks, has maybe meant that you maybe only can drink 1 or 2. Like, you could probably sit down with 6, 7, 8 of these and sort of probably get stuck in and enjoy. So the drinkability is quite good. I'm just going to give this a solid 7. So that's why sometimes it's good to look at things, to not really go by your first impressions of things. I'm not just talking about beer, I'm talking about anything in life. If I had just tried this the first time and gone, it was a 5, and went, I'll just pass those beers off to someone else, not really feeling it, and didn't try it again last night and again today for the review, I wouldn't have started to analyse it. I wouldn't have started to pick things in it and gone, yeah, I actually don't mind this beer. So always give things second chances, third chances. You just never know how things can sort of improve or catch up on you in terms of those things. So anyway, I'll catch you on the next, guys. See ya.